Hi, my name is Andy Jones. I am currently a student at Philadelphia Community College with a focus on construction management. I have about 23 years of experience in the field of facilities management. That ranges from working hands on in the field to supervising and managing staff in complex facilities. Um, my educational influence, as a firstborn American, I grew up in a low income household. Reflecting on it now, I realized that my family, as immigrants, wasn't familiar with the importance of higher education or how to navigate that path in this country. So conversations about college simply wasn't a part of our upbringing. For my cousins and myself, the goal was to find a job we enjoyed, that we could support our families. Anything beyond high school education wasn't really a part of the vision for our future. As a result, there weren't many discussions or inspirations around continuing education after high school. Um, my education was largely shaped through my work experiences. Throughout my career, I've crossed paths with many people who encouraged me to pursue a college education to complement my years of hands-on experience. One person that stood out the most is a colleague of mine named Jeff. He was an engineer by profession. We would often meet to discuss the performance of newly installed equipment and whether it was meeting the needs of the operations of the team. During our conversations, Jeff was always amazed uh, about the depth of experience I had at such a young age. He even joked at times and was a little envious about it. But more importantly, Jeff consistently encouraged me to pursue a professional degree in engineering or architecture. He, along with many others, was genuinely kind and generous in offering their advice and support throughout the year. So, my education journey began in the Philadelphia Public School District, where I attended elementary school through high school. My first real attempt at continuing my education after high school came when I enrolled in trade school. For my family, that in those days, that was a huge accomplishment. You would have thought that I was accepted to to a medical school. Like I said, because those conversations weren't typically a part of our everyday life. So trade school was the first time I experienced education from a professional, or I should say more like a personal perspective, focusing on something I was passionate about rather than following a prescribed curriculum. My interest in hands on work played a key role in sparking my interest in learning. After completing trade school, I went to take various courses over the years, earning different licenses and further my education in the HVAC field. Um, Later, as I developed an interest in attending college, I found it challenging balancing a full time job with the time needed for classes, studying, learning, and it has been tough. That's been the toughest part for me, but it's a challenge I'm determined to overcome. When considering the strategies to avoid some distractions, I reflect on some of the approaches that have helped me to succeed in my work life, like such as time management and scheduling. One of the most important strategies will be to create a clear and realistic schedule. I plan to block out time for classes, study sessions, work, and personal life, ensuring a balance, with everything efficiently. Using calendar apps, planners to map out my week. That'll help me visualize my commitments and stay organized. Another thing that comes to mind is like setting realistic goals and prioritizing tasks. With so much on my plate, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Um, I'll break larger tasks down into smaller tasks that way they're more manageable. I'll think about the steps and prioritize them based on my deadlines and the importance. This will help me stay on top of assignments and ensure I'm not scrambling at the last minute. So I plan to set short term goals like finishing specific projects or mastering difficult concepts to just to keep myself motivated. Seeking support and maintaining balance. If I feel overwhelmed, I'll reach out for help, whether it's to professors, advisors, fellow students. I also plan to make time for self care, like, taking breaks, doing activities that recharge me. By maintaining a balance between work, study, and personal life, I hope to avoid burnout and stay focused on my academic goals. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to learning and you know capturing more about the world of architecture.